Good morning. So today we're going to be talking about a stimulus check update, and this is something about the tax return for your stimulus check. And the question of, do you have to have filed a 2019 tax return to get a stimulus check? So we're going to be talking about this article from Kiplinger that came out. And this is just a portion of the article here because it's a fairly decent sized article and talks about the third stimulus check update and how Democrats mostly reject the targeting of the $1,400 stimulus check. So there was talk that they were going to reduce the income caps so less people would actually get another stimulus check, but it does not look like that's going to be the case. So we're going to scroll down here to the part that this video is about your tax return. And this is actually a really good breakdown that they give in this article. So we're going to be covering a lot more of this stuff in the future, guys. So guys, please like the video for the information about to give you. And if you want to get more info, go ahead and subscribe to the channel as well. Now, your third stimulus check, okay? This third round of stimulus, this package, this $1.9 trillion stimulus package plan that we can, that's being worked on in D.C. right now. So something about this bill compared to previous stimulus checks is how the IRS will determine your eligibility for and the amount of your payment. Now, the first round of stimulus checks, if you remember, were generally based on either your 2018 or 2019 tax return, whichever was most recently filed when the IRS began processing your payment. Now, the second check, if you got a second check, it was mostly based on your 2019 tax return. So with the timing that we have going on from 2020 to 2021, as we're now in February of 2021, so this new House bill says eligibility and stimulus check amounts will be based on either 2019 or your 2020 return. So either one will work. So this is the part where it's going to show how it's determined which one. So if your 2020 tax return isn't filed and processed by the IRS, by the time the tax agency starts processing your third stimulus payment, the IRS will use your 2019 tax return. So if you don't file your 2021 in time, they're just going to go off your 2019. Now, if your 2020 return is already filed and processed when the IRS is ready to send your payment, then your stimulus check eligibility amount will be based on your 2020 return. So that could obviously change it a lot because 2020 was obviously the year when lots of people lost their jobs, had their hours cut, and things like that. So a lot of people are probably looking to try to turn in their 2020 tax return early if they think it's going to help them with the eligibility requirements for another stimulus check. So it says right here, so if your 2020 return is filed and or processed after the IRS sends you a stimulus check, but before July 15, 2021, or September 1 if the April 15th filing deadline is pushed back, the IRS will send you a second payment for the difference between what your payment should have been if based on your 2020 return and the payment actually sent based on your 2019 return. So it's probably going to be a little bit extra work, a little bit of legwork to get another check for the difference sent to you, but it is an option. And it says, as with the first round of checks, there is some opportunity to game the system if you don't file your 2020 return early. So if you think you're going to get a larger check based on your 2020 tax return, then you might want to be able to quickly file your 2020 return electronically and have your third stimulus check based on that return. So if you get a bigger check based on your 2019 return, then it says, you may just want to wait. So depending on how you want to do it, how you want to go about it, that's the situation. It could be your 2019 tax return or your 2020 tax return. And this is the chart here about how much you get. So if you're single, then $75,000 is the threshold. So if you make, that's when it starts to phase out. So this shows the independents, which currently is going to be $1,400 per independent that you get, and there is no age cap. There's no age limit on it. So it could be a dependent, could be a child, or it could be an elderly parent or grandparent you're taking care of. So if you make less than or equal to $75,000, you're going to get that full $1,400. And $1,400 for each dependent you have, and then the numbers start to change as every $5,000 as it gets higher. So as your income gets higher, you get less as a dependent or for each dependent, and you get less for yourself. And then once you hit $100,000 or more in income as a single person, you get zero. Now, if you're head of household filing, the threshold is $112,500. So if your income is adjusted gross income is less than or equal to 112,500, again, you're going to be getting that 1,400 per person. So you'll get one, each independent will get one. If you make over 112,500, all the way up to 150, so the amounts start to reduce the more income you make again. And once you hit 150,000 or more in income, you get 0 if you are head of household filer. Now, if you're married as a couple filing a joint return, the threshold is $150,000. So if your adjusted gross income is less than or equal to 150,000, again, you're getting 1,400, and each dependent you have is getting 1,400. You get 1,400 for each dependent that you have. So that's what you're looking at if you make less than or equal to 150,000 as a married couple filing a joint tax return. Again, this number decreases as your income increases. And then once you hit 200,000 or more in income, as a married couple filing jointly, you get nothing. So those are the cutoffs, those are the breakdowns. But as far as your actual tax return and the tax year that is going to be used, it could be 2019 or it could be 2020. It just depends on when you choose to file your 2020 taxes. So if you guys like this, if it helped you out, please tell me about it down below. I would really appreciate a thumbs up on this video. That's going to be it for this one. I will see you guys again very soon.